Hi everyone, welcome to new, subscribers and watchers and viewers. And welcome back if you are returning. Please like, share, and subscribe. We've got about 2,900 subscribers, but I think my views aren't doing as well as I had wanted. I was doing okay. I picked up a few subscribers when I was still content essay on TikTok, but I had like 23k followers there, but it didn't convert to YouTube. And then I also did very well when I was showing my car, but that's not my content. Also, like I'm aiming towards girls or women, mandacha, and like when you do car content, the majority of your viewers are male. So yeah, can you guys just share, especially the ladies, can you share, like, and subscribe? Today I'm going to be speaking about ExcelAtUni, which is interestingly a company that I used to mentor for, and it was started by ex-UCT students. But I want to talk about their bursary opportunities, but maybe I'll take you through, meet the team. I'm doing this now because I know that 2026 is right around the corner, and not all of the bursary stuff get opened up, or are still open, but a lot of them may still be open early or close early for the 2026 year. So I think that's something that is worthwhile interrogating. So if we're looking at the team, you've got Lungelo Gumede, you've got Ludwig Marishane, you've got Lesedi Magena, you've got, who else do I know? Lorraine Marishane. Yeah. So this is the one that, the woman that I used to interact with as a mentor. So what they tend to do, I don't know the others, so I just mentioned the ones that I'm familiar with. What they actually do is that they do end-to-end bursary administration. So my mentee had a sponsorship for his postgrad at the University of Pretoria, and he was sponsored by Coronation. So they organize mentors. That's us, and we used to volunteer to mentor the students. So they help Coronation and the likes to source, interview, and sort all of that out for their students. And then they manage the students and give report backs to Coronation at the end. Basically, that is their service offering. So now I'm quickly going to take you through their bursary management. Let's say I'm a student. So you can apply for bursaries and scholarships. You saw what I googled. I just googled ExcelAtUni bursary opportunities. So they've got Coronation, like I said, Global Q, and then they've got RAAA. They've got the Table Foundation, Omnia, Astron Energy. They also have, this is for general, so you can apply generally to them. They've got VW, they've got Capitec, they've got BTE, they've got Thrive Student Living. Let's, for instance, look at the Coronation one. That's asset management, so it's probably people in finance. So you can track your completed application. It says, welcome to the portal. I'm getting a call. Right, so we're talking about the Coronation Exceptional Bursary, Student Bursary. It aims to attract exceptional and well-rounded students pursuing commerce-related degrees are encouraged to apply. Applications are currently closed. If you view the details, it tells you that Coronation is an independent asset manager. They're based here in Cape Town, founded in 1993 as a pure fund management business. They are, focused on people, and they're headquartered in Cape Town, and they're one of the largest, managers of third-party assets in South Africa. What does managing third-party assets mean? It means someone like a pension fund will give or collect money in terms of the monthly, premiums that people pay, and then they'll collect that money and then they'll hand it over to a third-party manager to manage the funds, and then they will attract a fee or deduct a fee, and then they'll pay over the monies as required when they are trying to withdraw the money. Similarly, with an insurance company, insurance companies tend to also have internal, asset manager or liability books. What that basically means is someone like Metropolitan will also have an asset management leg. So you pay your premiums, 1,000 Rand a month. Let's say there's 10 of us, then they take the 10,000 and then they grow the money. That's what the asset management division does. But they may also want to do it with the third party manager. So like 10,000 that they've collected in premiums, they might keep 5,000 and grow it themselves, and they might give 5,000 to Coronation to grow. And then once that money grows, when I come and I make a claim, they will pay out the claims from that, money that has accumulated interest. But basically, that's what third-party asset management is. So it makes sense that they are interested in commerce-related degrees, given their field. And then it says the bursary is looking for students who aspire to pursue any commerce degree, along with an exceptional track record. If you've got sights set on the stars, willing to put in an exceptional effort, you could earn a place in our high-performance team. The bursary program seeks to provide full support to well-rounded individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds. In return, the bursary requires work-back commitment once the degree is completed. That's very important. Who can apply? This is key now. South African citizens, you have to pursue an undergraduate commerce-related degree. It also allows students that are 2025 matric students or in a gap year after matric in 2024. All students registered for full-time at any CHE or Department of Higher Education and Training, tertiary institution, a uni, a college in 2025. And then for the following NQF level 7 qualification, you need a bachelor, or you need to be applying for bachelor's, or you can be applying for honors, so post-grad as well. It's not open to N4, N5, N6, higher certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, master's, or doctoral students. It's not open to TVETs, community colleges, private colleges, graduates, a business school, international universities of distance learning qualifications. If your bachelor does not come with a minimum of 75, including maths, and you need, if you're applying for the honors or within varsity, so you can be in first year, second year, third year, it doesn't matter. Then your academic performance has to have 70 or above for the latest academic years. And then students registered as first or second year students in these fields will be preferred. So data analysis or IT streams, commerce stream, finance stream, comp sci stream, software or computer engineering stream. And then depending on the application stage, candidates may be required to undergo screening, shortlisting, interview, and psych assessments. What I also want to do is I want to try and offer people interview prep for bursaries and interview prep for interviews, like work interviews. That's something that I'm working on. Please comment down below if that's something you think would be interested in, especially if you've already gone through my content, because I don't want to have to perform like my credentials for you to think I'm worthy of that. A lot of people are already offering it, but I also feel like since I'm in the field, I've worked in asset management for about 5 years. So 5 of my 8 or 9 years I've been in asset management. I've worked at Prescient Investments. I've worked at Independent Alternatives hedge fund. I've worked at Prescient was about 2.5 years. Independent Alternatives was a year, so that's already 3.5. And then I've been at my current company for 2 years now, so that's 5.5 years. So I know what these guys want to hear in an interview. I know what they're expecting. I know the kind of questions that you will be fielding around studies, my CFA, around career objectives, around why you want to be in the market. So if that's something that you'd be, willing to pay for, which is important, then let me know in the comments below, and I can formalize sort of a service offering, and then maybe I'll discuss it in my next video if there's enough feedback in that regard, because I find that a lot of people don't know how to sell themselves. They don't know how to interview. They don't know how to put together the necessary English to get through these steps and to vibe with these guys, and to ensure that they can understand where you're coming from, and then everything sort of matches. But I also think applying through ExcelAtUni, because of their team, you can see when it's representative of the South African demographic, because of their team, you are more likely to get a lot of help to sort of prepare for the end interview with the sponsor. And I think that's very helpful, which is why it's very important to have people with an overlapping experience in life in places of or positions of power, because they understand what's what and what works and what doesn't work. Then all applicants in line with the sponsor's transformation or employment equity objectives and requirements, those are preferred, and applicants in their second year onwards, and then applicants on track to finish in the minimum required time, or N+1, not N+1 or higher. So people who haven't failed any modules that are going to be core to their course. Then on the work back obligation, you are obligated to work back for every year of funding provided by Coro, otherwise you may have to refund the full value of the bursary, plus interest charged at the prime rate. They don't play ahead. Asset managers And then there's a disclosure. If you are later revealed not to be studying full-time after being awarded the bursary or have undisclosed paid employment, they can, terminate your offer and require all benefits paid to you to be refunded. This also applies to non-factual statements made on the application, so don't lie during interviews or after the bursary is awarded. Just keep it clean, guys. And then bursaries will only be awarded in line with the employment equity plan of the organization. So that is if you are African, that is if you are Indian, that is if you are colored, and that is if you are Chinese and you were naturalized before 1994. And then how to apply. You read these notes and instructions carefully. So applicants or applications that are incomplete and that include misrepresentations will be disregarded. The applications are currently closed. The bursary is for 2026. So what we're going to be looking out for is the 2027 application as soon as they, come out. Bursary for 2026, you need to be studying full-time in 2025 to qualify. Should you not have heard in 3 months, then it's shy. Let's look at the required documents. Oh, they're here. Let me close it. We don't need that. Yeah. So you need a certified copy of your essay, ID. You need a 1 or 2 page statement clearly stating why you have chosen the field of study, how you intend to use it after graduation. Also explain any missing documents you couldn't submit on time. I can help with that. I've got the necessary English for a 1 or 2 page statement clearly setting out why you have chosen your field of study. It's not only why you have chosen your field of study and how you're going to use it after. It's how do you put that in a way that is in line with Coronation's mission and vision to, transformation in the asset management industry. All of those cute words. It's all about the English coming together. And then you also need a recommendation. Person should not be a relative or a friend. So there you would want someone who has mentored you previously. They hold a lot of weight. If someone is in the industry, even better. Please, I can't be the one who's recommending you if I don't know you. Right? It has to be someone that you're sort of familiar with. It could also be, if you're in high school, it could be one of your teachers. If you're in university, it could be one of your lecturers that you consult with a lot. It could be a tutor if you're in university as well. That's also really helpful. So don't feel like because you don't know people in asset management, you are cut out. Then you could put in a CV. I could also help with that. And then you need certified, parents, guardian RSA ID or death certificate, proof of household income, company registration documents if your family is self-employed. That's also very important. Certified copy of SASSA documents, all of that. And then were you funded by NSFAS? Can you submit all of the requisite documents proving that? Did you get funded by another bursary? Also add that. And then if you're in matric, you need fewer documents, just your grade 11 report and then your term 2. I'm laughing because when last did I have a term 2 report for matric? And then if you have already been accepted as a matriculant, 2026 showing the university an official letter, and then a certified copy of your valid matric certificate if you've already matriculated and in a gap year. And then if you're a current student, these are the requirements. A copy of your matric certificate. You guys can all read this. But yeah, I think this is worthwhile checking out. I'm also going to put this particular link in the description box. But 2 things that I want you to share, like, subscribe. But I also want you to let me know if you guys would be interested in that kind of help, that one-on-one interview prep, or maybe not even one-on-one, maybe 2-3 people at a time. What's important is that you guys would be looking for the same thing. So if it's 3 people, they need to be maybe young professionals, and the conversation can be, I want to move jobs. How do I approach, or how do I explain in interviews while I'm moving 3 years into my career? Or I want to ask for a raise. How do I approach that in the workplace with my manager? Or I want to apply for this bursary, what? How do I put the English together as a motivation letter or as a cover letter? Help me with my CV. Is that something that you guys would be interested in? Let me know if it is. Like I said, it's good if you're chatting to people who are in the industry. You sort of know the ins and outs, and it's not a guarantee, obviously, that if I help you with your CV and your letter and your interview, you're going to get in. But I know what you can say or what you should not be saying in a space like this that can maybe set you apart and things like that. I'm going to cut the video here to keep it nice and short because I need to study. But yeah, please like, share, and subscribe like I said. Thanks for watching.